In this video, we're talking about my disability. Agenesis of the Corpus Callosum.
Let's do it. What do you think is important for people to know about your disability?
The fact that our brains aren't like anyone else's.
What's it like to go about your life with a brain that's quite unique?
Not knowing what's gonna happen is crazy. And the fact that they have no cure for it is just amazing.
So you said in the past that you're missing the middle part of the brain.
Yeah.
You're missing the part of the brain that connects the two hemispheres, is that correct?
Yes.
And something I wonder, Kev, because we film these videos and we have these conversations, but I often wonder, do people really understand the extent to which this disability impacts your life?
Probably not unless they have the disability.
How would you explain how much it impacts you?
I would say if sometimes you were hit in the face with a ton of bricks, or you trip and fall, or something along those lines, it hits you like a ton of bricks.
So what do you mean it hits you like a ton of bricks?
In multiple different ways. Emotionally, physically, all of that.
How does it impact you emotionally, having this disability?
Because if someone were to unfortunately pass away, then, you get super sad for an extended period of time.
So you process your emotions in a way that most people don't, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
So people might be done mourning the death of a loved one, but you're unable to cope still?
Yeah. And if it was like a friend of mine, which unfortunately she has passed, it takes me 2 weeks to where it might take them 4 or 5 days.
So you just cope with emotions in a different way?
Yeah.
What about physically? How does your disability impact you physically?
It really doesn't impact me physically, other than I can run a lot faster than most people.
You think you can run faster than most people?
Yeah.
Is that because you beat me in a race the other day?
Yes. That's the only reason.
We're still on that, aren't we?
Yes.
Is it okay if I tell the story
Yeah.
of this guy right here?
Go for it.
So, to start the story, we actually have to reverse 10 years into the past. I've known you for a decade now.
Yeah.
And when I first met you, I was your teacher. And I would make puppets and sometimes teach with the puppets. And you would love it.
Wait, what puppets?
Do you remember the dinosaur puppet when you were in my classroom?
No, not at all.
I have pictures I'll show you. This was a decade ago. You were young. You were 9 maybe, so it doesn't surprise me you don't remember.
You mean the dinosaur puppet that it flew off your hand one time?
Probably. See, I don't remember that. You remember parts and I remember parts. But anyway, you used to love these puppets. And I would sometimes do lessons with the puppets to keep your attention, and you would talk to the puppets. And I didn't think much of it. It was, you were 9 years old, you love puppets, so what? Last night we went to an arcade. We won this, you picked this prize.
Yeah, and this guy came along.
What did you name him?
Oscar.
And on the way back we were driving, me and Alyssa were in the front, you were in the back, and you started having a conversation with Oscar. You were just talking to Oscar. What were you saying to Oscar?
Hey bud, how are you? And then he would respond, pretty good, and pretty much act like he's a physical human being.
Well, what happened was, you were talking to him for a while, so then I jokingly did a voice like this, and I responded as Oscar. And then you and I had a full conversation where you pretended that was really Oscar.
Yeah.
And while we were doing that, I was thinking, because you were so into it, it almost was like you actually believed it was Oscar. So what were you thinking when we were having that conversation?
I was like, either this guy's nuts or the stuffed animal's real or this guy's nuts.
So you actually thought that this might be real?
Yes.
Okay, so I thought we were just doing a funny joke.
But in reality, I was starting to get a little creeped out that this thing just started talking.
Even though I was on the other side of the room.
Yes.
So I think this is a good example. But deep down inside, did you know it was me?
Yeah, I knew it was you the whole time.
Okay.
I was like, huh? That's kind of weird.
So this is an example of us seeing the world in different ways.
Yeah.
If you had done that to me, I would have known that it was a joke right away.
Yeah.
But
his hands Velcro together.
What do you think about the stuffed animal?
It's definitely a high quality.
We've talked in the past about the type of college program you're in.
Yeah.
Is it a normal college program?
No, it's the future program.
What does that mean?
Meaning that it's the special needs version of a college.
What do you learn?
You learn life skills, career and life planning, digital literacy. You'll have 2 PE classes, 3 future classes, and 2 gen ed classes.
So you're at this university where you're learning life skills, and you're there living with everybody else.
Yeah.
What's that like?
It's interesting the first night you're there.
What did you think?
Like the very, very, very first night is always the hardest.
Why?
Because you're out there on your own for the first time ever. I mean, for the very first time ever. And your parents are like, oh, what's he doing, constantly. And then as soon as you call them and then they get slightly freakish and call you every 5 minutes. Yeah.
Do you have a hard time remembering the sequence of events?
Yes, a lot. I don't remember. Honestly, I can forget your name.
It's funny because you'll forget a big thing, then you'll remember the smallest detail of something that happened 10 years ago.
Yeah. Just like this little guy. He might have 10 different names, but it's always Oscar.
Kev, if there's a parent watching this who has a kid with ACC, what would you say to them?
Honestly, I'd say it's all good and they'll eventually either cope with it or, that's why you have this video and countless other videos.
What about you? You have your unique place in the world. You're at a college and learning life skills. I would say your experience isn't one that, it isn't the typical experience.
Yeah.
It's not worse, it's not better, but it's not what people would expect. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
I say all that to ask you this question.
Uh-huh.
You look tired?
No.
Does your disability make you tired?
It's more or less my medication.
What medication let me rephrase that question. What are you on medication for?
My seizures.
When did those start?
Last semester.
Do you want to share anything about that?
And also, for the parents of ACC children, that's also when they grow up, that is also, and I can't stress this enough, that is always not always, but with the disability come seizures. So they are prone to seizures. And it's not fun, trust me. For the kids, it's not fun. For the parents or whoever's with them, when they have one, it's not fun at all, because you're just confused on what happened, and well, then you have a medical bill that's $800-900.
Thanks for sharing that, Kev. I want to get back to the question I was about to ask about your path in life being a bit different than most people your age.
Yeah.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
Why are you happy?
The fact that, well, this little guy's here, and the fact that I get to spend a few days with you.
Bam. So it's really the simple things in life that bring you joy. You have a good family, great family.
Yeah.
That loves you. You have friends. You have people who care about you.
Yeah.
So I guess the reason I asked that question is because I want people who have loved ones with this disability, or perhaps people with this disability themselves, to know that it's possible to be happy and live a fulfilling life.
Yeah, it is. Especially, it's just the fact when that time comes and the seizures start happening, then you'll notice when one's gonna happen, because either whoever has this disability or anyone that's getting ready to have one, and I'd be talking and then my face will just go blank, completely blank, and then, well, I'll, flop on the floor like a fish for 2.5 minutes and then wake up and be confused on what happened.
This didn't start until the past year or two for you, right?
Year.
What did you think the first time it happened?
I was definitely confused. My parents were 2.5 hours away at the time.
You were in college?
Yeah. I was at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, and they were 2.5 hours west of me, so they had to jump in the car and book it to Knoxville as quick as possible, and my mom's on the phone with me, everyone else in my family, telling them, hey, he just had a seizure, da-da-da. Meanwhile, I'm bawling my eyes out, and well...
Just because you didn't know what happened? Or it wasn't painful?
No, just didn't realize what happened. And my mom's bawling her eyes out and all of that. And I'm like, oh, well, great.
You have a good mom. I hope that she'll be comfortable being in a video with you when you're filming these by yourself.
Yeah.
Because I think your relationship is something that people will really like to see, of how a mom and a son can get along when they're in a situation like yours.
Yeah.
So Kev, right now I see you playing with the animal, and that's actually another part of your disability I would like to discuss. First off, could I see Oscar?
Yeah, hold on. See if I can get his feet. Him tucked in a ball. There we go.
Look at him in a ball. Do you tend to get distracted?
Yes.
What is it like when you get distracted?
And it's me getting on one subject, and then I see Oscar over there, and just fiddling with him.
And it's been like that ever since I've known you?
Yes, it's been ever since.
And when I think about it, I mean, you literally, your brain, the hemispheres don't have that part that goes back and forth. So, that's just, it's part of it. It's part of the disability.
Yeah.
What's it like for you to struggle to stay focused on an area?
I think that's not much more than my disability. I think that's more of my ADHD.
Okay, so you have ADHD also?
Uh-huh.
What is that like?
It's, well, attention deficit? No, attention hyperdeficit disorder.
How would you explain that to somebody?
Basically, it means you get hyper-focused on something.
Like Oscar?
Yeah, like Oscar the... Oh my god. Here, Oscar, come here. Come here for a second. No! Bud, I need you. No! Oscar? You want to go to bed? Maybe.
So yesterday we did this, and I was kind of curious to how long you would keep it going for, and I did it for like probably 10-15 minutes, and then I got bored.
Yeah, but Oscar over there that's on the ground now, he's a little devil monkey, more or less, because, well, as you can tell, he really does not listen to me.
What do you mean? I always listen to you.
Are you in my arms?
I don't want you to get distracted. You're filming a video.
Okay, guess what? I need you for the video.
Why?
I want to show the audience something.
Do you know it's really Mr. Chris doing this voice?
Yes, I do. He's sitting right here, Oscar.
Okay.
So you gonna hand yourself over? Okay. So the unique thing about Oscar is he has obviously a sweater, or what would you call this? Hoodie?
Hoodie, yeah.
A hoodie. And then if he gets cold, which, Oscar, are you cold at the moment?
Are you waiting for me to say something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well. Now he has a hood. Yeah, he has a hood and, well, he can do this and then Oscar, hang in there with me, bud.
This doesn't feel good.
Well, yeah, because you're in a ball.
All right, Kev, I have one more thing I want to talk about.
Yeah.
So, I know you're really excited to be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
I believe you are going to do amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You have the personality for it, the attitude.
Yeah.
The biggest obstacle I see in your way of success is your focus.
Mm-hmm.
You need to post a video every single week for months and months to gain traction on YouTube.
Yeah.
Are you dedicated to that?
Yes.
All you have to do if you come across any obstacles, any struggles along the way, is give me a call. I've seen it all. And I can talk you through things, I can teach you how to do anything that you might forget. But in the end, it falls on you.
Honestly, I got a few ideas when we get to the house. When we find a house. Because I'm living in a trailer at the moment.
Now that is some good content, living in an RV. People are probably curious about what it's like to live with a rare disability and be in an RV.
Yeah, it's not fun. Especially when and I can, when we get back up to Tennessee and like stay at the nice campgrounds and stuff, I could film the lake and, stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I've come to find, Kev, is there's many different types of advocacy.
Yeah.
Some people are on a camera and they talk directly about issues in society and how we need to be more inclusive of those with various disabilities, and that's absolutely great.
That's this channel.
That's a lot of this channel, but there's also a type of advocacy I think your channel will fall more under, of you just exploring your interest in living your life as a disabled person, just showing what it's like to be you, to like provide that type of representation.
Yeah.
Not every person has to be advocating to the point 24/7.
Yeah.
You, just by putting your life out there, is a form of advocacy.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share about your disability?
Other than the fact it really doesn't affect you in the way that, it affects people differently. But other than that, I think you're good.
Cool. Why don't you do your outro and turn off the camera?
Alright, I'll see y'all in the next video. See you on the flip side.